Hello, hello, hello,
Hi.
hello, hello. I am Lish.
And I'm Mimi.
Today we have Mimi
Ah,
standing in for
for
D.
Dion.
And this is Allow It. So today we are filming, but Dion is obviously you could see
She's a busy mama.
she's
got
a
things
busy
to do.
yeah she's absent today because she is a Premier League mama now. So shout out.
Shout out
Shout
to our
out
boy Cam.
to King Cam.
King Cam.
Yeah. Shout out to our son.
Yes.
We're so proud of him. And Mama's busy with our star boy.
Yeah.
So we are filming without her today, but she is definitely missed. But you guys make sure you watch this episode,
Yeah.
okay? Still.
Please do.
I know, please don't let us feel like we are not good enough for you guys, okay?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? So we are repping for Dion today. We're gonna do a good job without the hostess with the mostess.
Yes, exactly
Right?
that.
Okay, how are things going for you, Mimi?
Good, actually.
Yeah.
As I was telling you,
Yes.
I've been having like a really good time reconnecting with myself.
Yes, manifesting.
Manifesting.
Yeah.
All those good vibes.
Yeah.
you?
Manifesting peace.
Peace, exactly that. Exactly that.
Well, I've asked Mimi to kind of like throw that stuff on me so I can manifest peace as well,
Peace.
because I definitely have not been manifesting peace, but
You will now.
from today forward,
Yeah.
I'm like, what did I say? I didn't know peace could feel like this. So yeah,
Peace can feel like this.
it can. So
What did I-
woosah.
So, exactly. What is her name? Iyanla has that book called Peace Through Broken Pieces. So peace can feel like this.
Okay. So peace through.
Finding peace in the chaos. Peace through broken pieces.
Who's that by?
Iyanla Van Zandt.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause we need peace, and it's hot. We're
It is
in London
so hot.
town, and it is hot. I wish I had a little menopausal fan right now.
Yo, there was no warning and no nothing. It was just sweltering heat following
Yeah.
like a series of like rain.
We were wearing coats.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were wearing coats, and it's like for my Americans, it's like 80 degrees, which is a bit crazy.
It's
I don't know what that
25
is.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25.
So it's a mad thing. But we are going to get through this without glistening too much for you lovely
I think
people.
we're already glistening. I'm glistening anyway, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Tell the people what you're wearing today.
Basics. What am I wearing?
Yeah,
I'm
what are
wearing
you
a
wearing
pair of
today?
jeans from Zara. I feel like I wear these all the time. A little t-shirt from H&M
Nice.
and some jewelry.
Some jewelry.
Yeah.
Custom jewelry.
Yeah, just some jewelry. Actually, some of it is custom, but
Oh, see, like, so let's talk about the jewelry.
I
Over
work
here,
for a
like-
jewelry brand, as you know. So there are a few beaded pieces. Beaded pieces.
I like that. I'm
custom.
trying to have like a
little
whole-
stack.
Yeah, I want
Okay.
that.
I can hook you up.
Yeah, please.
I can hook you up.
Think about me. I want a little stack. I bought a couple pieces in Turkey, but
Very cute, by the way. I was looking
thanks.
at that brown piece.
Yes, I got this one in Turkey, but I already lost two of them. Two of them popped off.
How
and
so?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
I'm a hard worker. I'm working too hard.
Okay. And what are you wearing?
I am wearing jeans from Stradivarius.
Stradivarius, yeah.
Yeah, that. Adidas crop top.
I feel
tank
like you
top.
rep Adidas.
I do, but let's not say it because I feel like, am I supposed to be boycotting Adidas?
I thought it was Yeezy.
They're part of Adidas.
I know. But, oh, actually, yeah, you are supposed to.
Yeah.
Why are you supposed to be boycotting Adidas?
I don't know. I feel like they're not for the people, but don't judge me. I'm just wearing them because
Yeah, there's
I have
a lot
to
of
wear. I
representation.
have to wear my clothes.
from head to toe.
I have to wear my clothes, but yes, please don't make it a political thing.
Look,
But
don't
yeah,
cancel her, y'all.
yeah,
cancel
don't
her.
cancel me, please. But yeah, I'm wearing Adidas from, like she said, head to toe, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So lately for us, because we haven't seen you guys, the Met Gala happened. We were disappointed. Just to kind of wrap that up, we were not happy with what was presented.
Oh, we weren't?
No, well, Dion and I at least weren't,
Yeah.
because I think we just had super, super high expectations.
To be fair, yeah, I had the discussion with Dion, and
Yeah, I think we expected way too much.
what was your favorite look, by the way, if you did have any?
Girl, I can't even remember.
Not even
That's
your
how
boy
much is
Coleman?
like. Yeah, no, I was not. I was upset.
Blasphemy.
I was upset.
No?
I'll say Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, yeah, he looked
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
He
yeah.
looked good.
I would say Lewis Hamilton. But yeah, it's fine. At least it happened. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Dion and I went to Turkey. We took a little
Yes,
mom break.
These girls left me.
Yeah, we
And they
went
went
to
on a
Turkey.
mom break.
Yeah, yeah,
See?
yeah. We went on
When
a
your
mommy
friends have
break.
kids, they just single you out.
Yeah.
They don't even invite you to things.
they try to invite you to the trips with the kids.
The ones with the kids is the ones that they want me to go to.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go to no trip with no damn kids.
But yeah, we did that, and that was super nice. The next mommy break.
The next one.
Mommy break, Mimi, you are coming. Yes, and Camille got signed. So yeah, this
Big things, actually.
yeah, it's been like a really, really hectic and busy month,
Yeah.
actually. So
Has it even? It's been a month.
yeah, it's been a
It
month.
has been
Yeah,
a
yeah,
month,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You're right.
This is our May dump.
Yes.
Literally. So
Yes.
yeah, it's been busy.
Mm-hmm.
But let's actually get right into it. Today we want to discuss family ties. Is blood really thicker than water? This comes off of what's been happening in the media lately with Brian McKnight. His son recently passed away from cancer.
Literally yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Probably yes. Yeah, maybe the day before. Yeah. So
Yeah.
his son, Nico McKnight, passed away from cancer. And I guess which is really sad, rest in peace and condolences to his family. Brian McKnight was very public about how he doesn't recognize the children from his
First
marriage, right? And he was very vocal about disowning his kids in front of the world, for everybody to play that out and see. And now we kind of think about, okay, wow, like now you've lost your son. Your son is not here anymore. And I know his Brian McKnight's brother had posted something basically wanting to talk more about his legacy, Nico's legacy, and what he stood for, not so much about the family drama. But yeah, it does pose to ask the question that is blood thicker than water? Like, just because somebody brought you into this world, does that mean that that person is really there for you? Does that mean that person is like like, does that mean no matter what, that person is going to be there for you?
Apparently not.
Yeah.
This triggered me, as I said.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, he reached out a couple of times during his cancer battle to reconcile. Because obviously you're going through something.
Yeah.
You realize that you could die at any time. Let's reconcile. And I don't think Brian did, because boy's dead now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a hard one for me, because I honestly believe in forgiveness, and forgiveness to an extent.
Yeah.
Because you can't forgive everything. But I think if the two people are open to talking things through, whatever those issues are, then one of us should be mature enough to be like, okay, let's sit down and see where we can get to. I don't think Brian was mature.
Yeah.
And that's what's really sad about it.
Yeah, I agree. Because, I mean, me being a mom now, I can't even imagine anything my child could do I mean, unless they're like a serial killer or what, and even
But
then, I'm
serial
just like
killers'
still
parents.
they're my child. Like I brought that child. When I think about the pain that I went through to bring that child into
Yeah.
this world, I'm just like, I cannot sit down there and be like, I'm disowning my child. I'm not talking to my child because maybe for one reason or the other, maybe they were ungrateful. Maybe, you know, they
But
were
does
this.
ungrateful
Maybe they
equate
were
to-
that. But yeah.
But he disowned all 4 of his kids. He said they were evil.
He said they were evil.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the ins and outs of that were, but he said they were evil, disowned them, and then took on his partner's kids
as his own.
He even has it in like his Instagram bio, father of Yeah, so he's
Oh, he took that to the next level.
he took
then.
it to the next level. I don't think he's a nice person though, but that's just me.
I didn't even know it was all of that. That's actually crazy.
It was all of that. Yes, he said his kids were evil. He publicly announced that he's disowning them, and I think Nico got it the most.
Was Nico the eldest?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then also too, I think maybe this is also a mental thing. There has to be a mental disconnect somewhere, because Brian is also not the first man to forget about his biological children and take on other children that are not biologically his and treat them as if, you know, that they're better than his kids. He's not the first man to do that. And I hear it a lot. It does happen quite often. And now I'm thinking to myself, is it then the relationship and the hate that you have for the mother? Like,
possibly.
Where does this happen?
But these are your kids. Like, how much must you dislike the mother of your kids to group them alongside
50 Cent. Look at him and his son.
her? Oh yeah, true.
Look at it's the same thing. His hate for the mother literally passed over to his son.
Damn.
And I really asked myself this question as to, like, where does that come from? Like, why?
Actually, I need to look into that. Like, what is this psychological whatever
warfare that's going
behind
on
that?
with
Because it
men
makes no
yeah.
sense. That's really sad though. I don't know, but I just don't see why the mother of your kids being the center of your hate then now has to include your kids, because they're half of you.
For some reason, it does play a big part in how a lot of men are with their children and the relationships that they have with their kids based on the relationships that they have with the mother of those children, which I think is very sad.
True.
It doesn't make any sense.
True.
But it is a thing. And I am very curious to dive in more into that
So am I,
and
actually.
To figure out why that is a reason for you to treat a child the way that you treat them. And women do it too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, based on how they feel about the father of that child.
Yes.
Let it out.
They do. No, they do. I was trying to like back it up, like, oh, because of, maternal, whatever.
No.
And no, it's true. Some women do that.
Yeah.
They take it out on the kids, whether it's physical abuse, mentally or emotional, whatever the case may be. They do that.
Yeah. Because of you, your daddy left me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be in this position. I wouldn't be by myself if I never had you.
Girl, when you opened your legs.
Thank you. That's why we're here right now.
And that child didn't choose to be here.
Thank you.
But as a parent, is it not your responsibility to, do you know what's funny? I sometimes have these conversations with my own dad where like we might go like a couple of weeks or a few weeks where no one has called anyone. And I'd say to him, how comes you haven't called me? And he says, because it's your responsibility to call me as your dad. And then we have to argue, no, Dad, because if you don't hear from me, I might be in danger. So therefore...
I would love to definitely tap into that, because I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like Layla will go with her cousin
a
sometimes.
caveat, my dad is an African man.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Raised in a very African way.
I think that's wrong. Like, what is that about? I feel like
it's Africanness. It's rooted in Africanness.
But I want to know
man
where
being the head of the household and being everyone has to be obedient to him, right? I don't think it comes from mind you, these would be like banter, like, oh, you have to whatever. But I know that it's
like
rooted in
it's
that.
cultural and upbringing wise, right?
Yeah.
But as you said, even though it's banter between you guys, but on a serious note, it's true. So if your child hasn't picked up the phone and called you, that means you're not gonna call.
No, he would.
He would. Like, I want to make sure. Like,
yeah, no, he would. But
there are. Yeah,
and
that's
then
what I'm
it will
saying.
go on for
There's
a very long time.
Not
and it will
even
become,
just dads. There's parents. Period. That won't.
Yeah,
they will not.
If they haven't called me, then I'm not calling them.
And I think that's a bit
narcissistic.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
I think that is like, that makes no sense. My child, she knows how to use the phone. She knows if she wants to speak to me when she goes away and sees her cousins, she can pick up the phone and call me. And most of the time, yes, she won't, because she's having so much fun, right? And I know she's okay, but I'm not going to sit down there and be like, because she didn't call me, I'm not going to call her. I'm going to pick up the phone and check on my child.
True, but also Layla is like how old?
Yeah, but I mean, still in general.
If
Layla
was like in her 20s, 30s,
I would still. I would still call her.
I think it's different from others. I think it's different from others. They're a lot more nurturing than they are than dads.
Okay, the maternal instinct.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Whereas.
Dads are just like,
Dads are just like, it is what it is.
I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. If you need me, I'm here. Call me if you like.
Call me if you need me. When do you think it is ever a justifiable reason to disown a family member, a child?
If they steal from you, and I don't mean like something small. I mean if like they steal significant amounts of money. For instance, there was a comedian I was listening to the other day, and one of the jokes that he was trying to make made a point of a situation that happened to him.
Yeah.
Where his niece was raised by his mother.
Okay.
And he's been doing this comedy stuff for how long? So he's been quite successful at it. And at some point, his mother was unable to care for herself. And he asked the niece, who the mother raised, and he had given a job within his business to help manage things, help look after my mother. She can't go to the bank, she can't do this, she can't do that. He had put a significant amount away for his mum. He knew how much that amount was. One day he's talking to his mother, and his mother's like, oh, by the way, my brother's opened up an account for me, and and he's moved some of that money over. So he's like, wait a minute, why? So he looks in the account, half the money's gone. He reaches out to his uncle. His uncle's like, I don't know nothing about that. Reaches out to his niece. He's like, where is all of this money? And she's like, I don't know, but maybe my dad has something to do with it. Now, mind you, this is someone that he helped. This is someone that his own mother brought up. So she knows she's not able to help herself. She's not able to go to the bank, withdraw these funds or anything like that. The girl lied about the whole thing. A whole 35K just.
35K? Yeah. Wow. So she basically just took advantage of
said her excuse was, when I was in uni, your mum was sending me money, and she just never stopped. So I guess I just ran through it. He's like, and you never stopped to ask auntie, where are you getting this money from, or grandma or whatever. So I think that's reason enough. I think obviously if they're abusive, like really abusive, it's justifiable. But what do you think is justifiable?
Definitely abusive. Definitely, I think.
To what extent?
When I think abusive, I think precious.
Oh, yo,
it's dark. It's not funny, but definitely because I mean, she just wanted to be loved by her mother, right? She just wanted her mom's love, but no.
I don't know if that was the level of abuse I was looking at.
I think that's definitely that whole honor your parents. I think that goes right out the window. There has 100%. To be a point, because I think parents also take too much, especially the Bible bashers. They love to focus on specific verses, right? And not read the whole story, because you need to honor your, you need to take care, you need to protect the children, right? And of course, within that, they honor the parents. But there's no honor the parents and you misuse and you abuse and you do so many hurtful things to these children. There's no honor your parents then. You can't expect that from children when you're basically giving them nothing. You're not protecting those children at all. So yeah, with that, I definitely think sexual abuse, physical abuse.
How about emotional abuse? Because there's that article from XO Nicole where a number of women had like estranged themselves from their
mothers,
from their families' mothers or whatever. And looking at those stories, a lot of them are like after therapy. And you remember we were talking about there might be too much therapy sometimes. I'm like, some of the reasons were like, I realized my mum was a narcissist, or she was abusive because she manipulated every situation, or they didn't want me to marry this person, and they became disrespectful of the person that I was married to, so I disowned them. And I'm like, to what extent did therapy over therapize?
Where it was like, okay, too much is happening now.
That maybe it wasn't even necessary for them to cut themselves off from their families.
I do wonder though, too, with these scenarios, these situations, did they ever bring it up to their family members? Like, did they ever say something? That's the thing.
And so how did you not realize it was an issue then?
I feel like if you don't say anything, because obviously I'm not condoning emotional abuse, but also even me sometimes, with Layla is her love language is like physical touch, you know, and things like that. And I'm not that type of mother. I'm not I'm not
I didn't know that about
I'm not
you.
I'm not a cuddly.
So you don't want cuddles?
No, I don't like cuddles.
Oh, you hate me.
I don't like to be touched. I actually don't like to be touched. I told you there's on the spectrum somewhere. I don't like to be touched. So it's hard for me because obviously I want to give into that part of her, right? To let her know that, okay, yes, your mom sees that that's what you like, that's what you want, right? But I can't do it all the time. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, it's too much. I'm overstimulated. You're doing too much.
But I think that goes with anyone, though.
True. But then also she could grow up and that could be what she remembers.
That's what I'm saying. So her therapist is going to tell her, your mom
didn't care about you.
She didn't love you. And then she's going to be like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, maybe those reasons for these women to estrange themselves from their families was not even justified.
Yeah.
Because if we all really went to therapy and dug into traumas that we had in our childhood and whatnot.
Exactly.
We all might estrange ourselves from our families.
We all may be like, actually.
Yeah.
So, I agree with the over whatever.
Over therapize.
Too much therapy. Too much therapy. Where it's like, sometimes I think in certain aspects we do need to sit down and talk to our family members, our loved ones, about things that that probably came up from the past, and speak about how you did feel about that and see how you guys could work through that. And that also leads me into forgiveness. Is there room for forgiveness and to move on? I saw that Monique and her son, they just reunited as well after having they were also in the media as to where he brought up things about his mom and saying that she wasn't a good mother to him and all of these things. But they were able to patch that up, and he was able to also come online and pose a formal apology to his mother and apologize for basically putting their business out.
You shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Exactly.
If you have an issue with your parent, have it in private or whatever. But I definitely do believe there is room for forgiveness. I believe in forgiveness, full stop. It's not always about the other person, it's about you. And sometimes you're not going to get an apology. Sometimes they're not going to understand where you're coming from. Sometimes they're going to gaslight you into believing that they're right You're wrong. What they were doing was for both of your survival because they did everything that they bloody well can.
Yeah.
And I think when you go and you seek forgiveness, you have to accept what the other person is willing to forgive. And in that, you're just like, you know what?
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe there's always room for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree as well. I think, I think not forgiving somebody troubles you more than it troubles the other person.
Because you're always thinking about it.
Yeah, I feel like that weight is more on you than on the other person.
Because they don't care. They're just like, they don't want to talk to me.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So
yeah, you're the one dealing with that trauma, or that weight of not forgiving someone.
Yeah. But I think ego has a lot to play with forgiveness sometimes, especially when you know that it's your parent that did you wrong, and your ego won't allow you to say, you know what, they need to come to me and apologize. They may never find that they ever did anything wrong.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? In the case of Brian McKnight and his son, I'm not sure if he was waiting for his dad to apologize, but I know that there was a couple of times that in the media it says he reached out and he tried to reconcile. And he just never did. But I wonder if he went being at peace with the fact that his dad just didn't care, because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, and I think maybe he did that for himself as well, knowing that, okay, he is dying per se. He wants to make sure that, okay, he did his part. As you said, ego would stop you from, trying to patch that relationship up with that other individual. So when you know that, okay, it's your last days on earth, what do you have to lose than to
Nothing.
go to that other person and be like, actually, let's nip this in the bud. Life is too short. It is what it is. But I guess ego from the other side also was like, nah, I'm not having it.
What a vile man. I'm sorry.
Awful.
We can't listen to his songs anymore.
It's awful.
Yeah, I said it. I'm joking. Listen to whoever you want to listen to. Otherwise, we won't have any playlists available
exactly.
to do anything.
Let us know in the comments. Have you ever had to distance yourself from family, and why? And if you have in the past, what steps did you take to kind of
accept?
Accept that. Okay, it is what it is. Like, this is the relationship that we have, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, I want to know what you guys think. Yeah. Please let us know.
Please let us know. Put it down in the comments.
Yes, comment. Yeah. So, Mimi, you got some threads for us
yes,
today?
I do.
What we looking at today?
So I came across a thread, because you know how we love threads.
Yes.
And someone had asked the question, and I thought it was quite funny, right? Because I'm a single gal out here in these streets, and I've experienced some things. And the person asked, like, what behavior is romantic in movies, but a huge red flag in real life, right?
Yeah.
And someone put light stalking. The other person put talking face to face as soon as you wake up, because for real, we have bad breath in the morning.
Oh my god!
Why are we talking face to face like this?
Not in the with the morning breath.
With the morning breath. Someone else wrote throwing rocks at their window at 2 a.m.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that's a bit wild.
I had someone turn up at my house once, unannounced, claiming that they had a gift for me.
That they had a gift for you?
Wait for it. Claiming that they had a gift, and they did have a gift, but they were also, the whole thing had been cut off, like, fine, this isn't going anywhere, I don't want to do this, and they thought it was romantic enough to bring a gift. It didn't stop there.
This was after the fact?
After the fact. And then it didn't stop there. And then Valentine's Day came.
Oh my gosh.
They sent a number of gifts to my place of work. These gifts had no place in my life.
Oh my gosh.
It was so weird, but like I'm pretty sure they thought that was romantic, but that was a red flag for me. That means you're a stalker. Like, why are you outside my house? 1. my place of business, respect it. Why are you sending gifts there?
Yeah.
Hoping that the work colleagues will be like, oh my God, how
That's
romantic.
so cute.
Have you ever had any like...
But I mean, in the movies, that would be cute, though.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. And we have to stop romanticizing that. There's like...
In rom-coms, we would be like,
it's
oh my gosh. They broke up, but he's like, no. Like,
No,
you're
we
the
didn't
one.
break up. We weren't anything.
Okay, you guys were just...
Yeah.
It was just, it's not
It's
working.
just not going anywhere.
Not going to...
Love bombing is what it's called now.
Oh, yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
What happened to the romance? We killed everything.
No, we
now there's
didn't.
no romance. There's love bombing.
We got rid of...
Come on now.
Okay. No, but there's like a tasteful way to be romantic. Don't you think?
Now I don't know because it's called love bombing.
No, there's a tasteful way. If someone says that they no longer want to continue anything with you, I feel like that's a pretty good sign that you should leave the person alone.
Okay, yeah. For that, I think that's very clear that you should just nip it in the bud.
It wasn't like
Yeah,
5 years in a
wouldn't start sending
relationship,
things
2
to your
years, 1
job
year.
and-
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
No, I have had a red flag where I think I mentioned it once. This guy, he bought me lingerie for Christmas, which was very weird because we weren't even on that
But
level.
that's romantic.
No, that's a red flag.
It's romantic.
That's a red flag because I'm like,
Why is it a red flag?
because we weren't dating. It wasn't.
See?
No.
You see?
Yeah. There was no even like, okay, this is not working out. We're friends. We're
Okay.
just friends.
Yeah.
Right? There's nothing happening.
Was the lingerie nice at least?
Why are you buying me lingerie?
Did you keep it?
No.
Was it nice?
No, I gave it back. I thought it was the weirdest Christmas gift to get. Like there was a whole bunch of thongs. Like I think that's weird.
It is
Why?
weird.
Why are
It
you
is
buying
weird.
me?
It is weird.
Why are you buying me
It's
lingerie?
borderline like American Psycho.
Yeah.
See?
So yeah, no.
So it's not romantic.
No, that was a red flag. I'm trying to think what else. What else have I? Oh, I guess this would be a red. I would consider this a red flag now. Before I used to think it was romantic when I was younger, like having a guy that was like in charge of everything. Like he said where we were gonna have dinner. He said what we were gonna do on all our dates. Like he navigated everything. Like
That's a red flag?
he was a yeah, it's a red flag for me now because now
Doesn't it show like leadership?
Yeah, I thought that in the beginning until I could never have a say in anything. No.
Red flag?
That's
Okay.
a red flag.
Fair.
That's an absolute red flag.
I have no issue with anyone arranging
Yeah.
dinner, telling me where to be. I don't want to think.
Yeah.
I manage things in my day-to-day life. In
Yeah.
my romantic life, please lead.
Yeah, I'm fine with you leading to an extent. You don't have to tell me everything. Like you don't have to tell me I have to do this way, that way. That's no.
Okay.
Absolutely not. I'm a bit, I need a bit of power in there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want none.
Yeah. See, she don't want no power. she don't want
I've
no
got the power already, so I don't need to look for it.
Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, let us know what your rom-com red flags are.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little game, but we haven't allowed it first.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through that, allow it, and then our producer here in the studio, Sammy, is gonna do a little game with us after. So let me get into our allow it. Hey, Lish and Dee, this is Marla. I'm really struggling with something and I could use your advice. I've always had a complicated and pretty toxic relationship with my mom.
Oh,
She's
right
gotten,
on topic.
Right on topic. She's gotten more critical and controlling over the years. And after a big argument about parenting and boundaries, she ended up saying that she's disowning me. She won't talk to me unless I apologize to her and admit my mistakes, which I don't feel is fair, especially since I just want to set healthy boundaries for myself and my son. The thing is, I do think it's important for my son to know his grandma. I'm torn between wanting to protect us both from more emotional pain and wanting my son to have a relationship with my mom. So what do you think I should do? Should I keep trying to rebuild a relationship with my mom for my son's sake, even if it's really hard for me? Or is it better to accept that she's not willing to be in our lives right now and just focus on giving my son the best I can do for him? I really appreciate your advice. Thanks, guys. Ooh. Dum, 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 dum. So, as we were talking earlier, and we were speaking about ego, I think that if it's important for you that your son has a relationship with your mom, I think you should call her. I think you should tell her, like, speak to her about your relationship with each other, how it's affected you, and how it continues to affect you as an adult, and how it is important that she has a relationship with her grandson, but it's also important that you guys have a healthy relationship with each other. I think speaking to each other and putting those feelings out there, and also telling her you want to set certain boundaries, because I don't know if it's like her telling you how to parent your child, or how I don't know, how she's basically telling you how to live your life. I don't know what it is, but I think it is okay to sit down and have a conversation with your mother about setting healthy boundaries.
They might never come, as we said.
True.
But I agree with you. And another thing I think from like a child's perspective is that tomorrow is not promised.
Yeah.
And we have to remember that our parents are only human as well.
Yeah.
When you think of maybe they were raised in a certain way, they brought you up in a certain way, and think maybe I could have done this, and then they're trying to impose it onto your parenting. If it is a parenting thing, I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
But your mum's just a girl, you know. Try and sit down and talk with her, as Lish said, set those boundaries, but remember that she may not respect them, and you'll have to figure out what to do from there.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think for your sake and for your son's sake, just nip it in the bud. Because I feel like also she really wanted to disown you. She wouldn't be like, oh, I'm disowning you. Unless you be disowned. Yeah, unless you speak to me and apologize for, like, if you're disowned, then you're actually disowned. So I think your mother is also, you know, she's just being a bit egotistical. Yeah. So just speak to her.
Guys, forgive and forget.
Yeah.
Okay, not forget, but forgive. Because forgiveness is for you.
Yeah, listen to Miss Peace Manifester here. Manifesting that peace.
We are manifesting that peace. We're keeping that peace. We're in the era of peace. There's too much going on. We have to, like, love each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So talk to your mama. Nip everything in the bud. Like, so your son has his grandma there. And also, you didn't say that, okay, you know, your son and his grandmother have a bad relationship with each other. So I'm also believing that it's important for you to have your mom there for your child as well.
Yeah, that's very important.
So, yeah, I think...
Because sometimes our parents are better grandparents than they are parents.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
I think that would be me. I'll probably be a better grandparent.
Yeah, you think so? But if your grandkids touch you a bit too much,
yeah, probably not. Well, who knows? By that time, maybe if I'm older, I'll be like, why doesn't anybody want to give me any hugs?
Exactly.
Why doesn't want to?
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
So I think maybe as I get older, maybe I will get out of that. Maybe I would want to be around, you know, children more.
Mind you, you've got two, but okay.
I have kids, but let's not get it twisted. I have children, but it's not that I care for kids. Like,
okay, fair.
It's a struggle.
Fair. I actually care for kids.
Yeah, see,
but I
crazy.
Also don't want to pop them out.
Oh, see, you can't have it all.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like a weird mesh like that. So.
Honestly, we are such a weird dynamic between the three of us.
Yeah.
Between Lish, who wants kids. I mean, sorry, Dion, who wants kids.
Yeah.
You who didn't care for them but had them, and me who cares for them and is like,
yeah,
I can still wait.
Yeah, no. So it be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
thanks, guys, for listening in. We'll be back. You'll see us a bit later doing this little game situation, but let us know your thoughts about the episode. Let us know If you have any advice for Marla, what you think she should do when it comes to her mother, let us know about disowning family members.
Leave it down in the comments for us.
Should we do it? Should we not? Listen, like, subscribe. Yes, support. I am Lish.
Share.
Yes, share, exactly. Share. I'm Lish.
I'm Mimi.
And this is Allow It. Thank you for watching.